Right, how's everyone doing? Good, I hope. Yeah, I want to talk about the Atari VCS. It's awesome. I love it, I keep finding games to play in it every day, It's awesome. Like Tomy, for example. Tomy Electronics made a lot of handheld games back in the 80s, And we thought they were awesome back then as a kid. Like Pac-Man and Tron, Like Tron on the Tomy thing is, the light cycles. You play as Tron, and you have to take out the MTP by slamming them into your wall. Like, it's awesome. And Pac-Man, because I remember playing them back in the day, and it's awesome being able to relive the experience on my Atari VCS on a big 4K television. I thought it was awesome, So I wasn't expecting that, to be honest with you. Like, a great site that I always go to on my Atari VCS is Internet Archive, and I was just curious. Like, I was just thinking about Tomy handheld systems that I played back in the day. Like Tron and Pac-Man, and I just typed it in Tomy, and there it goes, Tron. Now back then they were like a tabletop electronic games. There's a little screen like that with a joystick and a button. I thought it was awesome, and it was cheaper than getting a console to play the games, And back in the day, like, we didn't have a whole lot of money, so it was either that or nothing. So yeah, we enjoyed it. I didn't criticise or anything like that, and I'm sure a lot of people, like working class people, did the same thing, because no one could afford a system like we can now, I guess, So yeah, it was awesome discovering that on the Atari VCS. Internet Archive, it's a great website. It's one I'd highly recommend if you want to play old school games from old consoles. On the Atari VCS, you have to use a keyboard to play games, but it's with those sort of games, it's not hard to figure out what buttons do what. It's the arrow keys most of the time are movement, and the left control key is fire or jump, where the alternate key beside the space bar is jump or something, or fire or whatever. It's awesome. See, that was the great thing about those games back then. They were simple to play, pick up and play. The controls were easy to figure out, and the battery life on them was pretty cool. But now we can relive the experience on my Atari VCS and a big 4K television. I don't have to worry about batteries dying, and it looks far better on a 4K television than on, because the screen is very small on a Tomy, because you have to like sort of squint your eyes. But as a kid, that didn't bother me, But as I got older, your eyes get worse. That just happens, Yeah, so the Atari VCS is awesome. It is, and like back in the day, I didn't have a PC. I was a console gamer, so I missed out on the thousands of games that came out on the PC. MS-DOS, the thousands of games that never came out on the consoles. And the games that were ported from the PC over to the console were changed and scaled back, or weren't exactly the same as the PC originals, like Duke Nukem 3D, for example. Like, the first time I ever got to play it was on the Sega Saturn back in 1997, and I thought that was amazing, really. But people are saying it pales in comparison to the PC version, and thanks to the Atari VCS, I can play the PC version, and I can see just how better it was than the console versions. I think it's better than the Nintendo 64 version, although on the N64 it's just called Duke Nukem 64. I don't believe Duke Nukem 3D came out on the PlayStation, but it came out on the Sega Saturn. That's where we played it for the first time. But it's great, the Atari VCS. We can play all these different versions of the game and see which one is best. So it's awesome, Now, Now, the great thing about MS-DOS games, there's tons of first-person shooters that I never heard of and never came out on the consoles. Like there's this game called Nightmare 3D, Nightmare 3D, and it's cool. It's sort of like Wolfenstein 3D, those sort of graphics, but it's pretty cool. And it's made by a person, I can't remember, David something his name is. Who knows, like that one could have been the success story instead of Wolfenstein 3D. I don't know. Because there are a lot of similarities in the graphics and the year it came out and everything. So I don't know, like, you know, but Nightmare 3D, see, you're in a nightmare and there's all sorts of scary looking things out to get you. It's very surreal, if you understand what I mean. It's very eerie sort of feeling. But it's pretty awesome, and like, it's awesome being able to discover these games on the Atari VCS. Yeah, pretty awesome, and cool. And like I said the other day, AirDroid is on the Atari VCS, so we can play games that are on my smartphone on my big screen TV. So if there's games that I can't access on the Atari VCS, we can get them on the phone here. You know, so gives you more options, more games to play. Particularly Sega Saturn games, like I mentioned. Now there are there's one online emulator on the Atari VCS that runs Sega Saturn games. It's called Retro Games.online. Right? Now there's so many online emulators that have retro on their title, but if you type in Sega Saturn on Sega Saturn games online, it's usually the first one on the list. And this has a ton of Sega Saturn games, but the game that's missing, well, there's two games in particular are missing, Doom and Hexen. So we can get them on my phone here through Classic Boy, and I can have it on the screen, which is awesome, you know. And so it's awesome. And awesome stuff. So like, yeah, I'll keep finding new games that, you know, I didn't know exist, or like games from my childhood that are long since gone. Like, you know, I never thought I'd play a Tomy game again. But there you go. Like, and I know that Tomy, the company still exists, but they don't make handheld electronic games anymore, which is a shame. You know, I think their rival back in the day was Tiger. You know. They made handheld LCD games as well. I think they were more successful than Tomy. I don't know, like, you know. But the ones I got to play mostly was Tomy games. And there's ones where you're looking into them. A red, a blue, and a white one, you know. And one is like a car game, one is like a shark game, and the other one I can't remember what it's like. But you're actually looking into it, and it's sort of like an early sort of virtual reality game. Because when I was a kid, because your eyesight is completely immersed in this thing, because you're holding it up to your face. Like, I thought it was cool. Like, the games are cool, and they didn't give you headaches and seizures like the Virtual Boy does. Yeah, it's awesome, you know. So yeah, so if it's having an Atari VCS and you want to play a bunch of Tomy games, go to Internet Archive, just type in Tomy, Tomy, you know, and you know what, I'm going to go back into Internet Archive and type in Tiger, because if Tomy came up, I'd say Tiger with all their games, because they released tons of handheld games based on video games, TV shows, movies. Now, like, I know a few of my friends had a few Tiger games. We had Tomy. That's what my mum and dad got me for Christmas, you know. So that's what I had. So it was awesome. But like I said, like, it's like the bigger companies, just like Nintendo, Sega, pretty much knocked them out of competition. So it's a shame. That's the way it is. But that's what's awesome about the Atari VCS. It's a trip down memory lane, and that's I love that. I love that, you know what I do. But not only if the Atari games that will never be able to get a hold of, homebrew games and prototypes and stuff like this, you can get through the Atari VCS thanks to the internet. It's awesome, and like it's that's priceless in my opinion. Plus the Atari VCS looks amazing. It does. I'm looking at it right now, and it's just fucking just a fantastic looking system in my opinion. And Atari have really knocked it out of the park here in my opinion. And the cherry on top, in my opinion, there's no subscription fees. You know, there's no subscription fees, and you're saving a ton of money by not on eBay and Amazon, because you can just play the games. Now, if so, it's awesome in my opinion. Plus, whatever Atari you have in the Atari VCS store, there's gonna be more games to come. Like, you know, to recharge games, all other third party games that are on there. And it's getting better all the time with new updates and stuff like this. So yeah, I mean, like now I've heard people say the exact opposite of what I'm saying, that the Atari VCS is worthless. There's nothing on it. It's a waste of time, a waste of money, and they think it's just a poorly designed system and this and that. Well, they're entitled to their opinion, but I don't understand why they're reaching that conclusion. They hate Atari, fair enough, you know, but like it's awesome, and like it's a part of a company that started video games, and I love Atari, and they've done a great job here in my opinion, and things will only get better. But so yeah, I just want to make a video about that, or you know, the Atari VCS. There's very little negative about it, you know, and I'm being honest there, you know. See, like, I know that I will never see the people that hate it. I know I can't change their minds, but I'm just giving my opinion, an honest opinion of the Atari VCS. It's a trip down memory lane. If you like that sort of thing, yeah. Now, when young people get older, they'll appreciate what they had in the past, and especially with video games, and they want to go back, and they don't have enough money to pay for it on eBay. The Atari VCS is a great option, you know, and the Atari VCS will come down in price. That's one of the things that seem to throw people off the price. Like, it's not, you know, the price will come down just like anything else, and it's awesome in my opinion. So I'm just being honest there, right? Like, if the Atari VCS was a pile of shite, I say it is, but it's not. It's awesome. It really is. So anyway, I just want to make a quick video about that. So yeah, the Atari VCS is awesome, and like, it's just brilliant. It really is. So I hope everyone has a great day. Take care and bye bye.